What's up, everybody? So today we're back working on the Civic once again. Now last video you guys saw we did with this car, we did the iDoing 9-inch touchscreen radio, and that thing has been a huge improvement. And today I want to do some more interior upgrades, so let's go and show you guys what we got. So the first thing we'll be doing to the interior today is another JDA part. Now if you guys didn't know, I had installed a Jordan Distributors push button start, and it currently has the black button with the bluish whitish ring, and we're going to swap that out today for the red button. So I think this will look a lot nicer in the interior. If you guys didn't know, I have the EK9 Type R red carpet in there, and eventually I'll be swapping out the door panels as well to have the red fabric on the doors. So I think this will look a lot nicer in there. We're gonna go ahead and test this out, compare the two, and see how it looks. But as you can see there's the button, new wiring harness, and then they throw in like a little sticker and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then next thing up, we've got more parts from Oxito, so huge thanks to them for sending this out. They saw that we were doing stuff to the interior, and they want us to try out their dome lights. So these are some LED dome lights for the Civic, and they should be insanely bright. If you guys didn't know, on the Explorer we had installed the reverse lights, and those were super bright, so I can just imagine these are going to be just as bright as well. So we'll swap out the stock one and to try out one of these. And then they had seen that we changed the headlights on the Civic, so they want us to try out some LED bulbs instead of the halogens that are currently in there. Let's go and open this up, take a look. Oh, that's cool. They send us some gloves so we don't touch the LEDs themselves. But yeah, there they are. So this should be a nice improvement over what we have, just the basic halogens to these LEDs. And I believe these are like 20,000 lumens, so they should be insanely bright. So we'll test these out, compare them to the halogen versus this LED, and see how it all looks. Ideally, I would like to retrofit the headlights to have the projector style lenses, just so we have a nice uniform pattern. But for today, we'll test these out, see how they look, and go from there. So starting off, we'll install this push button start, and then move on to the rest of the lights. So now that we're in the interior of the car, you guys can see here, this is the current push button we have. It is just the black button, and the ring should light up like blue. So if I go ahead, scan my RFID card, step on the brake, yeah, you guys can see there, the lettering is kind of that orange color, and then the ring itself was blue. So we're gonna go ahead, swap this out for the red one, compare it, see how it looks. I believe there's just like 4 screws holding on this clamshell, and then there's the 4 screws that are holding on, or 3 screws that are holding on this base cover here. We'll pop all that out so we can get to the wiring and disconnect and unplug all this stuff, and then swap it out for the other one. Okay, so we went ahead, got that clamshell removed, and as you can see there's the button that came with the kit, and this is the one that we will be replacing it with. So this one looks like a little bit nicer design, as you guys can see here on the back side. This one's basically held together here with just like some pins that bend back, whereas this one's got like a full screw-on type of thing that clamps it down. You guys can see there. So this will just slide through that hole there, and then this will go on the back side and tighten it down. So I kind of like this design a little bit more. So let's go and swap this out. So there you guys have it, all installed. I think it looks pretty good. Try to get it as straight as possible, and fits in there nicely, nice and snug, right up against the clamshell. The old one had like this little rubber gasket that went through here and kept it secure. I actually like it without. So you can see it on the back side, just screw that down, tighten it up. All I have to do now is to add the wiring harness to here, which this is what came with the kit. So we're going to plug this in, and then this will go to the push button start box. Well, as you can see here, I got this all put back together, and that installed there. But unfortunately, the way this one is mounted, it's like I said, it sticks out there, where the other one was more flush mounted. And when I had modified the lock cylinder here to make it so the clamshell would still mount up, this is now in the way. So we're gonna need to figure out some way to remake this bracket, that way it's less intrusive. So I'm gonna have to pop off the steering wheel here and figure out a way so that that'll clear, and I can still run these screws here to mount the clamshell, because I don't want this thing just flopping around. I know I probably could do it that way, but I'd rather figure out some way to mount it up correctly. So you guys can see there, we got the key cylinder removed. Obviously I'd hauled this all out when I did the original push button start, but because that button is currently in the way, we're gonna need to modify this in some way. Not exactly sure how I want to do that just yet, whether it's just like taking this and cutting it out so we can still utilize this bracket. And clearly I won't be able to reuse this again if I wanted to put the key locking cylinder back in here because it's completely disassembled and drilled out. But cutting it up, modifying it even more, should be fine. So let's see if we can cut this out. Looks like we still are utilizing these two screws here. So if I can just go ahead and notch this out a little bit with a cutoff wheel or something, we should be able to make this work.
A few moments later.
So after a little bit of cutting, you guys can see there, I hacked that end off and we're left with the one little piece on the bracket. So if you look, when this goes back in here, we've got plenty of clearance. So we should be good there. And then we can go ahead, mount this all up and get this secure and see what it looks like. So there you guys have it. We got the red push button all installed. I think it looks pretty good in here. It's nice and flush, doesn't have that like rubber ring or anything around it. It's a little bit more cleaner looking. We had to modify that bracket like you guys saw, but clamshell is nice and tight on here. Everything's back into position where it needs to be. So let's go and test it out. We'll go ahead and swipe the RFID card. Step on the brake. And while you guys can see it, the light came on there. It's not as bright as the other one, but we push the button. Everything should still work like it did before. Yep, radio came on, lights came on. So yeah, it's all good. See the buttons all lit up. So if you push the clutch in and stuff, it'll start. But yeah, you guys can let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this button more or do you guys like the other button better? But for now, I think we'll move on to the next thing, which is the dome light. So next thing we're gonna do is go and pop off this cover here to get to the dome light. As you guys can see here, we're going to turn it on. It's not very bright. It's that kind of dull amber finish. Nothing really great. So we're gonna swap it out here with the Oxytow light here. This should be a nice whiter finish, look more modern and everything. So let's go and pop this cover off. All I have to do should just be able to squeeze on the back side here, like so, and then it pops down. So there it is, the little bulb there. Pull that out and slide the new one in. So as you can see, here's the bulb. Tons of little LEDs all over it. I'm gonna go ahead and use this glove just so I don't have to push on it and keep it clean. So kind of nice that Oxytow sent this with the headlight so I don't ruin it. But I'll do, hold it like that and slide it in. Just like so. So we'll go and throw that cover back on and see the change. Okay, so we got it all installed now. Go ahead and flip the switch. There you guys have it. Hopefully my switch is a little bit wonky, but you guys can see there, nice clean white light. Looks really good in here compared to those amber ones. So now we got that done, we'll go and move on to the headlights. And now for the headlights, let's go and test these out, see what they look like. I'll do them with the lights on and we'll do them with lights off. So low beam and high beam. So for these bulbs here, you just come here to the back side, unplug that, pop off a little rubber boot, and here you guys can see it, hopefully. We'll pop that spring out. And there's the factory halogen bulb. So you guys can see the factory halogen bulb versus the Oxytow LED bulb. Like I said, this one's about 20,000 lumens. It's got a nice compact fan that is built into it to keep the LED cool. So that's a pretty nice little feature, but same design, just plug straight in. So this shouldn't be too bad. Let's go and pop this in and see how it looks. So we went ahead, got the headlights both in. This side is much easier to do. This side, you got to kind of lift this power steering reservoir out of the way. As you can see there, there's this little bracket on the back side. You just kind of lift and it slides up out of the way and push it back down. So that gives you access to get to the back side of that headlight. So now let's go ahead and see the difference in lights. We'll do it again with lights on and with lights off. Oh yeah. That's already way brighter. So there you guys have it. We got everything done on the Civic that I want to get done today. I think those headlights look great. It's a nice, even, flush beam pattern for an LED without the projector lens. You guys got to see there. It is nice and bright. It does look to be quite a bit brighter than what the factory halogens were. And like I said, they got the little built-in fan, so it is all compact. It's not some big bulky unit. So if you guys are interested in anything that I used in today's video, like the headlights, the dome light, or the push button start, I'll be sure to link it all down in the description below. But so far, the Civic's coming along great. We can go ahead and give you guys one last look here because I'm really happy with this interior. We got that touchscreen radio, push button start, and then of course the LED dome light. Fortunately, there's no other lights in this car to add as far as interior lights go, but this is turning out just the way I want it to be. I think it looks super clean. And like I said, let me know in the comments below, do you guys like the red push button, or did you guys like the black button better? But as far as the rest of the lights go, all we got left on here is the turn signals that need to be, or I guess the daytime running lights and the turn signals that could be upgraded to LEDs, and then we have like the tail lights and the reverse lights back there, which we could probably upgrade here at some point. But for now, we got what we got, and like I said, hopefully here in the future, we'll be retrofitting these headlights to have a little bit more cleaner beam pattern when it comes to these LED lights. But for now, these are looking awesome. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys did, make sure you big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll have more stuff coming for the Civic. Hopefully we'll get those installed in the next video, go 5 lug on this thing. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.